With the introduction of the Silver Eagle in '86 and then the state quarters in '99, we've had a lot of people join us collecting coins. And it's been a fun ride for over a half a century, right? And it's going to continue when the government does some of the great things like the Morgan and Peace this year. But part of the fun is going back in our time capsules and finding some of the vintage rarities that many of us haven't seen in years. And tonight I have one of those. This deal we bumped into in Pittsburgh, literally bumped into. The guy said, "Hey, you're here. I got a deal for you." It was that simple. And this is what it's all about. 1957, right? So we're over half a century ago, getting close to 3/4 of a century ago. And it's the official United States uncirculated, or what they call the mint set, right? As you can see here, it's just a piece of cardboard. The coins are punched into them, literally punched into them, and then the paper is folded over it, and then they go into that envelope on the far right. Now, the important part of the graphic is the double set. At this time in history, they gave us two of everything. It was like the double mint twins, right, for chewing Wrigley spearmint gum. Today, well, actually in 1959, they changed that. In '59 to the present, they went to a single set. And it's in a poly pack versus these beautiful pieces of cardboard. Now, the important thing to understand is every blue moon you find a beautiful set that has been oxidized cleanly over time. And it takes a lot of scrutiny to figure out if these coins have been pulled or not. Because it's, well, they normally don't look that beautiful. And most of our sets are. The bottom shelf is the way you can prove the set is actually original. And that is, you're going to see some toning, because as you can see here, the cardboard slightly discolors over time, as you would expect based upon the humidity or how it's stored. The nickels get bluer, the cents get browner. And usually the silver coins bring on the color, well, from the envelope and or the cardboard itself. Here is the magic on this one. What was the most limited Silver Eagle ever struck by the U.S. Mint? It used to be the 95W at 32,500, right? Then it was replaced with the 19S Enhanced Reverse Proof at 30,000. And what do either of those two coins sell for today? Yeah, zeros underneath this one. In 1957, which is the 10th anniversary of making uncirculated sets for us as collectors, they made only 34,324. If in the last 35 years of on the road 3 days a week for most of that time, if I have seen 50 sets with original packaging that were really original, not people took the coins out, polished them, and put them back and said, "Wow, this person stored them right." And it's like, yeah, sure they did. Original sets, that would be a good number. In 35 years of doing this, and I'm pretty sure all the other proof and mint set people that are out there, and we're one of the biggest buyers of this in the industry, would probably say similar type things. You just don't see a deal like this come across. You don't find somebody that, well, had 12 or 15 of these sets set aside. And unfortunate events happen and the sets evolve into the marketplace, right? Which is really the way this one happened. Think about that. 34,000 in change. And only a handful look like this, original, all the way. So the other part is, well, since 1947, a decade before this, they've been making uncirculated sets for collectors. You live on the East Coast, how do you get West Coast coins, and vice versa, right? Theoretically, they split at the Mississippi, and one side gets one side gets the other, but does it really ever work out that way? So they introduced this collectible for us so we could put our punch albums together or other types of things. It's a source of revenue for the government. It all flows, right? One of the few agencies that makes money in the government today. "1996, to introduce more people to collecting, they added the 96 W dime, right? The first West Point, the only West Point Roosevelt dime. And you can only get it by buying this set. And they made 1.4 million, so it accomplished its job. They got over 1 million uncirculated sets again with the U.S. Mint. And today it's a $70, $80 set, and there's 1.4 million of them out there. And it's, in today's standards, it's a rare set. Then in 2017, for the 225th anniversary of the U.S. Mint, they came out with that enhanced special set. They only made 225,000 of them, right? Our competition's at $89 on that set. Have you seen anybody with these gorgeous sets? Well, we have found a few. When we have them, we boast about them. We know that, right? As a collector, we talk about, hey, these are my prized possessions. And one of our big competitors with uncirculated and mint sets has some good-looking sets. They look as original as I mean, again, from a photo, they look wonderful. Very similar to the two you're seeing here. Now, these are a little bit more pristine in the packaging, but the look and feel of being an original set's the important part, right? They were at $750, 50% more than we are tonight. 50% more. We are under 500 with these gorgeous, original, double sets. And by double sets, again, I mean every coin they made, a P. Franklin from 1957. There's a second one in the second cardboard. These are the Wheaties. You notice how the Jeffersons are all bluish? That means, again, they are original. If they look like they were made yesterday, again, somebody cleaned them up. These are originals. Guys, we got to put a 1-minute clock. I'm down to less than 10. Lots of activity on the phones. Thank you, everybody, for that. We appreciate it. 905-10021. Right? So basically 1,000 item numbers from the first time we were on the air selling coins 15 years ago for the network here at AVC. And trust me, it wasn't because we couldn't find the sets to make it happen. I would have loved to have this be number 400 or 200. It wasn't. They had to wait a long time to make it happen. Love them. Again, everything's duplicate, which is why you get both of those sleeves per shelf in the envelope. When it comes to outright rarity, can't touch it. I mean, they introduced these in 1947. They went to a single coin in 1959. So this is one of the last of the double sets, and this is what they look like. This is how they were packaged. If you were told this is it, and it doesn't look like this, they're not telling you the truth. And tonight, $250 less, and our sets look this beautiful across the board. That's something special. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me.